accelerate the wheel of Dhamma, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon.
Paradox of science, salvation, and God. The science believes energy can neither be created nor destroyed. That means something cannot be created out of nothing. Why science came on this conclusion? Because scientific instruments fail coming to a specific climax of the matter. Instruments made science helpless. So science had to put full point researching more. Here noticeable thing is instruments made the science helpless after leading to a specific point of research. But possibility is still there. The instrument came on the conclusion but human mind didn't. Because if science believes in instrumental judgment, then it has to be theist believing that all the matter is created by the God. This is how science has to bow down to its own rival. It has to surrender to the supreme power. This same thing happened with the theist supernaturalist also. Mind, intelligence, logic made them helpless after leading to a specific point of vision. The theist also concluded, but with the God as creator and destroyer as well. The both, a scientist and a theist, got helpless coming to a specific point of the research. A scientist is made helpless by instrument when a theist by logic and intelligence. Helplessness compelled human to come on a conclusion of this complex subject. But it is not a real conclusion because it has come through a helplessness. Front of the both. The scientist and theist as well. Questions raised. Still, science has to find out that how has the something been created from where it come out. Anyhow, mind can accept the nothingness as originless and endless. But mind cannot accept about the something as originless and endless because it is something. Each and every something here is bound to be transformed. Not a single thing we can find out that is not changing. Each something here is converted form of other something originating from the energy. But the energy itself is a part of the somethingness. So the somethingness must be converted and condensed form of the nothingness. This can be the fair and scientific conclusion. Why can't our mind accept the process of transformation from non-existence to existence? Maybe because Maybe because this transformation must have taken huge span of time. It must be the first and final, slowest, smoothest and subtlest process of the entire universe. In other hand, defeated by logic, vision and intelligence, a theist also concluded but with the God as creator and destroyer. But still the supernaturalism has to find out that who is the creator of the creator. The chain of the questions won't be end, not a fair theistic conclusion, because it is also overwhelmed by the helplessness. Helplessness is a sign of misery. We can't stop or start sometimes something that we desire. We can't stop the deterioration to death of our body. Science brought down that the existence is the same as it was from endless and originless time. Theists also bowed down that the existence is created by the God. Some more affirm and efforting people like Lord Buddha worked hard and came to the conclusion of salvation, the liberation from cycle of birth, death and misery. The question was the same, but science driven by the curiosity, theists by the logic and seekers like Buddha by the misery. They all came on the different conclusion. The salvation, the liberation from cycle of birth and death. Who is bound to birth and death? Of course, it is the energy, it is the bioenergy which is responsible for our sense of I and my. When you say I or my, that means energy dwelling in your body is saying or my. That energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It is getting changed its form only. That means cycle of birth and death cannot be ended. It is endless and originless process. But seekers like Buddha don't believe this. They found out the way to destroy the energy. They found out the way to destroy the sense of I and my. That they called Nibbana, salvation, ultimate liberation chain of birth and death. That means Lord Buddha has broken the most static principle of the science, that the energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. The liberation from cycle of birth and death can only be experienced, only be achieved by breaking the principle of the energy. Our I and my is responsible for our misery. Our bioenergy, our life force is responsible for our feeling I and my. When the bioenergy, life force itself is a part of the isness, part of the existence, part of the something. If existence remains in any form, even after the state of salvation, then it is not a salvation. Then it is not a real salvation. Because the existence, the something is bound to be transformed. Once again, the existence gets formed into isness, isness into energy, energy into the sense of I and my, and finally the I and my will be into misery. The salvation seems to be the never ending paradox. If real salvation is there, if Lord Buddha's inner existence really converted into the non existence, then why was the most first birth of Buddha? Because Of course, the first birth must be from the non-existence, from the nothingness, from the salvation, from the zero. If ending is existed, ending is expected, then beginning also must be existed and expected. Something is really there, which is still to be invented. The science and theism still have to work in this respective direction. As the time and motion keep evaluating human beings continue. Maybe more evaluated Buddha and science as well would come in future finalize the theory of existence and non-existence.
To accelerate the wheel of Dhamma, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon.